Welcome back to Pit Lane Perspective, your go to podcast for all things Formula One. I'm your host, Hash, and joining me for the first time is my F1 enthusiast co host, Sara. Sara, I think Suzuka just delivered one of the most exciting qualifying sessions of the season. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I'm still buzzing from that session. Suzuka's always special. It's just such a pure driver's circuit. And Max Verstappen really made a statement today with that lap. I mean, ridiculous. That's a new benchmark.
And that's his fourth consecutive pole at Suzuka, right? The consistency he's shown here is unreal. It's like he's built a house on that front row spot. Especially impressive given the turmoil Red Bull's been facing this season.
Yep, they're definitely not operating like a well-oiled machine right now. The drama with Adrian Newey stepping back, it's left a lot of people questioning whether Red Bull can maintain their edge. But Verstappen, the guy just seems to thrive under pressure.
100%. It's like Red Bull could be falling apart behind the scenes, but Verstappen is just so laser focused. And to throw down a lap like that under pressure from McLaren of all teams speaks volumes. Speaking of McLaren, Lando Norris was just 0.012 seconds behind Max. That's practically nothing.
And it's not just Norris. Oscar Piastri in P3, McLaren locking out the second row is huge. It's crazy to think that just a couple of seasons ago, McLaren was struggling to even break into Q3 consistently. Now, they're legitimately challenging for poles.
It's all about that development race, isn't it? McLaren's upgrades have been hitting all the right notes lately, and you can tell Norris is absolutely thriving. But let's talk about Piastri for a second. This guy's a rookie, and he's consistently putting in performances like this.
Right? And at Suzuka, of all places. It's such a technical track, one of the hardest on the calendar. The precision you need to nail those S's and then carry that speed all the way through to the Degners and the spoon curve. It's demanding. And Piastri looks so composed out there.
You know what I think's interesting? It's how well McLaren's setup suits this track. They've found a way to balance that high downforce with straight line speed. The car's planted in the corners, but doesn't seem to sacrifice too much on the straights.
Exactly. And you have to wonder if that'll give them an edge in race trim tomorrow. If McLaren can hang on to Red Bull through those high-speed sections, they might just have something to fight with. And let's not forget, race pace and qualifying pace aren't always the same.
Good point. But let's shift gears to Ferrari. Charles Leclerc qualified fourth, decent, but nothing spectacular. And then you've got Lewis Hamilton down in eighth. Not the kind of result you'd expect from a seven-time world champion.
Yeah, Ferrari's been struggling with consistency. One weekend, they look like genuine contenders, and the next, they're nowhere. Leclerc's fourth place is respectable, but you can tell they're still chasing something. And Hamilton in P8, it just feels wrong, doesn't it?
It does. And you can see the frustration on his face. He came to Ferrari to revitalize his career, to chase that elusive eighth title, but the car just isn't there. There's been talk about Ferrari trying to optimize their power unit, but it's like every step forward comes with two steps back.
And it's not just performance issues. There's been chatter about potential technical infringements after the last few races. If they're playing fast and loose with regulations to catch up, that's never a good sign.
It almost feels like desperation. And then you've got Mercedes with George Russell in fifth. They're not where they want to be either, but Russell's been pretty consistent. And let's face it, consistency is what Mercedes has always been known for.
True, Russell's P5 isn't anything groundbreaking, but it's solid. And Mercedes will always find a way to keep themselves in the conversation. They're the kings of strategy, and with rain in the forecast for tomorrow, they might just be waiting to pounce.
Speaking of rain, let's break that down. The forecast is all over the place. Could be light showers, could be a full-on deluge. Suzuka in the wet is just absolute chaos.
Yeah, it's going to be a handful. You've got some of the most demanding corners on the calendar, like 130R and the S's. In the dry, they're already a challenge. Add some rain, and it's like threading a needle with a chainsaw.
And when it rains, all that meticulous setup work goes right out the window. It's about adaptability and guts. And drivers like Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso, they're in a league of their own in wet conditions.
Alonso is a dark horse for sure. He's starting down the grid, but he's got that knack for making the most of unpredictable conditions. And if the rain comes down hard, he's the type to thrive while others flounder.
That's the beauty of Suzuka, isn't it? Whether it's dry or wet, it's a track that rewards skill, but it's also ruthless if you get it wrong. And then there's the whole unpredictability factor. Tsunoda's another interesting one, his home Grand Prix, but he's all the way down in P14 after Sainz's penalty.
That's got to sting. Red Bull's finally given him a shot, and to end up that far down the order at Suzuka, it's rough. But I still think he's got something to offer tomorrow. If there's chaos, he could make up ground.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get into predictions. If it stays dry, Verstappen's the favorite, no doubt. But I think Norris is going to push him all the way. McLaren's got the pace, and Norris has the hunger. With Oscar's pace, a double podium might come into play.
Agreed. And if the rain comes, it's a whole new ballgame. I'll stick my neck out and say George Russell could surprise everyone. He's been quietly consistent, and that's what you need in unpredictable conditions. Well, whatever happens, it's going to be a thriller. Suzuka never disappoints.
Couldn't agree more. That's all for today's episode of Pit Lane Perspective. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back with our post-race debrief to break down all the action from Suzuka. Until then, enjoy the race and stay safe.